So we're here today to interview Mr. Rohit Tripathy in his garden in Ranchi, Jharkhand, India. And he's the founder of Ranchi Mall, which is a startup company that he'll be talking about, and we'll be asking him a little bit about his life and how he came to be an entrepreneur and what
hello,
he does.
hello, students of University of California. I met your professor in a trip in Haiti, and I have to say that it's a pleasure to be doing this video for your class.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Rohit.
My name is Rohit Tripathy. I'm founder of Ranchi Mall. Ranchi Mall is an e-commerce company, and it creates products on internet space, and every single product is created and distributed only on internet, which means that we can be officeless. We can basically work from anywhere. Our first product was a product called Bitcoin bonds, and that product was tremendously successful. It gave a rate of return to our investors as we speak of around 500% in less than 10 months. Then we came with our own initial coin offering. The initial coin offering started on 7th of October 2017, and we started offering our tokens at $1 US per token, which is now trading as we speak as $21.75.
Okay. So essentially, it's for now it's investments, helping people use money to make money.
Investment is our entry point. Investment is a product that could be sold on internet if we could do a good risk management job of it. And so far, our selection of investment products has been tremendously. The rate of returns that we are offering is tremendously higher than what conventional products offer. So I think internet has something new to show here, and we are investigating that.
Okay, tell us about your background. Where did you start out, and how did you get to where you are today?
Well, I started out from this very place in Ranchi, and I grew up in Ranchi. All through my childhood was spent in this place. I was in a school called Kendriya Vidyalaya Hehal in Rajendra Nagar, very close by. After my schooling, I did my engineering in electronics from a place in state of Maharashtra in India, and then I did my MBA from National Institute of Industrial Engineering. That was also in Mumbai. My first job was with the international consulting firm Ernst & Young, and then my first startup came. It was called Control Case, and which we had done with some of my friends and partners which I met in Ernst & Young. I left that startup in 2009, and since then I've been planning for Ranchi Mall. And I took some time out actually. I decided I need to enjoy myself a bit. So I traveled quite a bit. I traveled all over the world, and finally in 2017 I started my first commercial offering in the month of February, which was Bitcoin bonds. And then the ball is going on since
So
then.
your background is engineering, and you said MBA.
Engineering and MBA, that's right. Mm-hmm. And it's surprising that everything I've done is totally different than what my studies are. So I've been doing things. Started as a ethical hacker in my first job, then became a computer security expert for Visa and MasterCard, and then became a compliance specialist, then became a ordinary traveler, and now you could say an investor for my customers.
Okay. What are your typical day-to-day activities? How does your day run?
Well, I don't use alarms. I sleep as long as I could, whenever I could, and get up, open my WhatsApp, look at interesting messages, then I do my brush, come back and look at my WhatsApp again, and then I take a shower. Then there's a small puja room. I go to the puja room, if I'm here, or and then everything flows. Read a book, or I like to keep the whole day relaxed. So I basically try to keep everything relaxed, and I try to keep my calendars free. There's no advanced meetings, and I just simply show up.
So you're not a 9-to-5 guy.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
What about your employees?
All our employees we've given them the same facilities. They can work from wherever they want, the timings that they want, and what is important for us is the work that we have given, it gets done. Most of our work is creative work, so we don't want to create a lot of pressure on their head or do this by this time. We sometimes we do have to do it, if there's urgency, but we try to keep it very, very, very rare. And so they essentially enjoy. We treat our employees' working life as something which has to be stress-free. Some things have to be I would say, free of all political factors, and they should be able to enjoy themselves they should be able to lead a great life and a meaningful life, and they should be able to do just not the work, but also contribute to a wider self-development and social development, society development.
So your own lifestyle is really about going with the flow, that when creativity comes or when work comes, you kind of just do what you do when you do it, and you also try to cultivate the same ethos for your employees, and you have interns as well.
Yeah,
right?
we have a lot of interns as well. Yeah, the idea is that our people are our greatest assets, literally, and they need to be given a chance to get the best out of them, and they need to give a chance to explore inside and explore outside what's there in the world. And for that, so we break off with conventional 9 to 5, do this, do that, leave, take approvals for everything, that kind of mentality, and we try them to be self-independent, be responsible for the things that they're doing, and be responsible for society as well.
Yeah. I've been to your temporary office here in Ranchi.
It's the first time we have done that.
It's furnished with beanbags and blankets.
Yeah, just can sleep anytime. You can live and sleep. When I did my first job in Ernst & Young, and it was first in Pune, we used to basically sleep in the office, work and sleep in the office. And it was a great environment, Even in those days, Ernst & Young in Mumbai, you'd go and the partner, senior manager, all of them were sitting next to each other. It was a very democratic setup, and it was fun. And I thought, so that's what we do here also. Like everyone, like they're sleeping on the floor and on the beanbag and working and sometimes doing their stuff. It's fun. Yeah.
What kind of knowledge or skills are required for what you're doing right now?
So I had a very technical background of electronics engineering and MBA in finance and technology, but over a period of time, I've realized that the world is changing very, very fast, and things like social media came, things like blockchains came, things like so you had to keep up, YouTube was not there when I was studying at all, and now some amount of information available on YouTube is kind of amazing. So I try to what is critical for us is to be very, very innovative, and every single product that we do is absolutely new. It has never been done before anywhere in the world. So getting ahead of that curve, to be innovative, it means you have to keep on reading a lot of things and watching a lot of YouTube videos, keep having a pulse of different aspects of what's going around, and then you can actually make a move in only one of those. And that selection is very, very critical, and that execution is very, very critical.
So would you say that the electronics engineering and the MBA are like a foundation which you kind of
I think you can just looking back, I thought it was a waste of time. You could have if we had the facilities that we have right now, I would probably not do those degrees. I would just go ahead and do whatever I had to do with the education which is there. But still, a framework is good to stay for 3 years and be focused in some area of your choice. That would be pretty cool if a voluntary program where you could get some self-sufficiency in any area of your choice for 3 or 4 years, just like a degree does for you. I think that would be sufficient to survive in the modern world.
More like school of life.
The school of life, and I think there's so much of knowledge around, and knowledge is so easily available. So what you need to focus a lot as well, because there's so much. There's an excess overload of information, and navigating through the hay to find the needles, is something which is exactly what we do out here. So getting the sense of a sense of what's important, what's not important, and then get that fast. That's pretty critical. And then also expanding your boundaries. Like everything is, we tend to become a lot of judgmental. If areas related to spirituality, religion, things that we consider non-touchable when we are doing our studies. I've come on to realize that there is merit in accepting things as they are without judging about things. How radical this seems, and that acceptance gives you ability to interact with a wider range of people and get the best out of them and give them your best.
Cool. So what do you love most about your job?
Oh, I love the fact that I can do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do, sleep whenever, work whenever. It's like a giant, it's like a fun game going on. And I've never taken like every day is a vacation. And and I've never worked since I've been in Ranchi Mall. It just doesn't feel that I've been working at all. So it's I love the freedom, and then I get to work with some amazing people every single moment of it. Which is which gives a
Yeah,
kick.
I mean-
And I can also I can work from my house whenever I want. And I travel quite a bit, so I'm working while I'm traveling, seeing beautiful places. You know, that's
Because you can work from anywhere,
work from
anytime.
This is my office. This, my friend, is my office here.
And
that's all I need.
that's the same as all of the people who
All
work
over the
with
world,
you.
yeah.
All
And you have internet everywhere in the world, so
Yeah.
it's amazing.
And it really looks like when I see you in your day to day, it looks like you're having fun. It doesn't look like you're working.
We're just having fun.
Yeah,
We're just having
yeah,
fun out here. You know, I think there was a time I used to get stressed a lot. You know, I was telling and there's now all of it is gone now. Essentially.
What do you think? What was it that was causing your stress?
The
at
stress
the
was
time
coming
that you look back?
because you had expectations of all these people who wanted those things, and you knew that that's not the right way of doing it, but you still had to comply with the
Okay, so
game.
the stress was playing someone else's game that wasn't your game.
That was my game, and I knew that was wrong. But just to make a living, you had to play that game. So that was causing stress.
So how would you encourage young people to find their game rather than joining someone else?
Well, I think it's easy to know what you don't want than to know what you do want, you know. And what I did was to throw out everything which I felt I didn't want, slowly, one by one. After I did it slowly in such a way that I maintained my financial independence along the process. But I essentially threw out everything which I didn't like, you know, and I only, and then I kept myself in a space of relaxed nothingness, literally, for some time. And then slowly I started to see the things which I really did like. And over a period of time, they started getting crystal and clear, and focus started emerging, and finally I'm here in blockchains and cryptocurrencies.
Is that what gives you so much energy and fearlessness? Is that you're following?
I know that I'm not doing anything wrong, and that's a very important aspect in being fearless, you know. And I've realized that if you play more, if you swing your bat longer, you know, the ball will land deeper. So you got to play, you know. It's just one small life. You got to swing hard.
So you consider it as play rather than as work?
Oh, absolutely. There's no work. It's only play. We're just playing.
Yeah.
Celebrating and playing.
Yeah. So what's the growth potential for this position? You're founder of Ranchi Mall.
Well, the growth comes from the fact that the growth is of various kinds. The first is obviously financial growth, you know, because you cannot promote yourself from founder to anything else. That's it. This is the position that I'm going to stay till probably end of my working life, you know, which is probably forever, and forever, you know, till I live, you know, and then the growth comes in the number of people you can make an impact with, you know. The growth comes in terms of the range of things you can do. Growth comes when people start accepting you more and they start listening to you. So those are the kind of growth that you experience, you know. And there's also the inner growth of tranquility and peace, and you know, and also the inner growth of finding because connecting to your self, you know, and then the consciousness, you know.
So the inner and outer growth.
And that's also very important, you know, and being at peace with you when you're sleeping down, you know, and feeling that you had a great day and looking forward to the next day, and you know. That's important growth, self-growth.
So the growth is both inner growth, and also
and the exterior, outer world,
all the stops,
the physical world.
All the people that you're influencing and uplifting. Do you want to talk a little bit about how what you're doing is impacting others?
Well, I think whether they are getting uplifted is something. I guess it's a choice that they made. You know, I just put an honest opinion, you know. I could keep my honest opinion among themselves, and some people, you know, they get charged out of it, and some people think, oh, he's a crazy guy, you know.
But what you're doing is also impacting. I mean, the
yes,
actual products that you're.
It is impacting. You know, so the product that we just did, the initial coin offering, it went up 21 times, and that's the rate in like about a month. You know,
so you're
started from
$1
and I think there's another. See, I was invited to one of the talks in which one was talks about entrepreneurship to young students. And one of the fellow panelists, he spoke about the fact that you should not work for money, you should work for growing people, like developing people and growth of humanity. And I thought that was just a pile of garbage, you know, because if in entrepreneurship, the only metric by which you know whether you're doing well is are you creating wealth for society. And there's a lot of goodness in wealth for society. And we have a lot of, you could say there are factories of people who claim, who believe that they're helping people by not following the profit motive. But in a lot of ways, they're reducing the wealth of society, and that the reduction in wealth of society is harming people in a lot of ways. And not only that, they paint all the people who are making money as the evil money makers, and so that's a sad position the society is actually, that people without money think they're morally superior to people with money, which is actually not true.
So
Because people with money are the people who are getting more spirituality and more goodness done in society.
I think what we're saying is that we shouldn't go for money at the cost of ethics and people and planet.
And money has nothing to do with that.
That we have to take it all into
money has nothing to do with that. It's basically a power grab, and power grab also happen in all in organizations like United Nations, UNO, WHO, Amnesty International. There are a lot of power grabs going on there as well. So so we have to clean out this whole notion that if you're making money, then there's something wrong, and is less moral or less good for the society. We have to clean that notion. Making money is pious. It's sacred. If you can do it the right way, because you are helping people.
Doing it the right way. And what is the right way?
The right way is to not hurt anyone. Is to make sure that Warren Buffett has a very test called the newspaper test. Whatever you're doing, if you can talk about it publicly and openly, then it's the right way. And if you're yourself hiding with itself, then it's the wrong way. And so I think that's important. And
so doing good
and also,
and
but also there's a lot of people who don't want to make money, yet they make a noise about people who do make money, and they say that those guys are like they are shitty guys, and they want to stay away with that, and I would like to say that people who are making money are not a problem. You are a problem, first of all, because you are not. You basically on donations essentially, and you are reducing the capital of the society, and then at the top of that you're also trying to pull down people who are bringing capital in the society, and I think that's unethical, Although on face you are saying you're helping poor kids in Africa, poor children, and you are doing some volunteer work, but actually in a way you are hurting them because you're reducing their economic opportunities. Someone goes hungry because some wealth was not created, or some wealth was not transmitted, and then you were part of the grand picture in which you tried to pull them down, and you thought yourself morally superior. That's a huge problem.
Okay.
I think it's a huge problem for the society. Is the sense of righteousness, that they think they're righteous, but they're actually stopping the true, which I told you, the true nature of social energy flows in the world, is driven by the energy flows that originates because there's
so
money
rather
dimension
than
there.
being righteous, they're being self-righteous.
They're being self-righteous, exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to students in their, say, second and third year of college, that would aspiring to a fulfilling and meaningful career?
Well, I would say that you travel a lot. What you learn in your college or school will mostly be of no use to you. What you learn in the school of life, how do you treat other people? How do other people treat you? Have enough experiences in the world? Have you seen the world? Have you seen the world from different dimensions and different lines and different points of view? Have you stopped judging people? Have you met some fascinating? Have you had fascinating incidents in your life? Have you seen the mountains, the beautiful seas, and have you been the places where none of your friends have been to? Have you opened up your mind? Have you dissolved all your hatred against anyone? Have you dissolve all the biases that you have? Have you, are you something that people, people look forward to meet you again and again? So I would say these are very important skills. The skills that real life leads you to. And so if you're in second and third year college, and education is just not what you read in classes or books, and it's also what's there out there in the world, and you should experiment a lot, and you should explore them a lot, and then that make you wholesome and complete.
So essentially what you're saying is having a meaningful career is making your life meaningful.
If you make your life meaningful, a meaningful career will come to you.
Yes.
And if you run after just your career, then neither you'll get a meaningful career nor a meaningful life.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the students?
Well, the students of Florida, I would just like to say that I wish you all the best in your assignment, and I'd like to say a big thank you to your professor Daniel, and and hopefully maybe one day if you come down to India, feel free to be our guest in Ranchi, and hopefully I can come down to Florida and then I can meet you up there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.